Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessie Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too. Because booze.
Hello. I'm deep in thought about how I don't want to do trivia at T-Bar. Sorry.
They have trivia at T-Bar?
They were starting it
Tuesday?
on Mondays or something, or I don't know. One of the guys told us one time. I was like, "Oh, if you guys are in I'm like, dude, we're not all retired. Like, we can't go to trivia every night of the week. We have friggin' lives."
It's one of the guys from Big Yellow Sweater.
Yeah. I mean, congrats, but yeah, he's like, "Yeah, we're trying to get more people to go, so keep it up." I'm like, dude, you guys go to a different trivia place every night? What the heck? So, yeah, there's other places. I think Round Table does it on some nights. Also, not really a place I want to super hang out at, probably. I mean, Banshee trivia would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't afford Banshee trivia. I'd eat too many bowls of mac and cheese.
I know. I won't. All right. That might be worth, like, being in miserable pain for 3 days. Just one bowl of mac and cheese. I mean, if I'm ever jumping off the wagon, it's for that.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
I'm Jessie.
I'm Tab. Welcome to Booze and Glues. Brad has a mouthful.
Of what?
He's sucking really hard right now.
It's this delicious drink. Tab, tell us all about it.
I don't know if it's that delicious, honestly.
It's like,
It's fine.
It
Okay.
needs more sugar.
Is that what it
maybe
is?
it needs like a little sweetener or something, but it's got fruit in it. That really...
Oh, first time I've ever done that. And the last time. Oh. We're having some frosé because I talked about it all last summer. I was going to make it.
Never
And
did.
I didn't. And then I said, well, I better make it since this is our final recording. Unless someday we have a reunion show.
Sure.
But it's not the most fabulous thing we've ever drank, for sure. The gumdrops were a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse really liked those. But yeah, vodka, rosé, watermelon, strawberries, ice, blend. I did have the watermelon and strawberries frozen to help with the slushiness.
It's
And
perfectly slushy.
it looks cute. It has a garnish on it, some spearmint, and the texture's good. And I'm sure it'll probably get you drunk.
It's really the point, right?
I mean, I've drank worse tasting things to get drunk before.
Correct.
Yeah, so.
Natty Ice. But not the new cool stuff that
Not
you
the
brought.
Natter Days.
Yeah.
Those are kind of good.
They're super good. Stupid good. My brother called me, I think 4th of July or the day before, and was like, hey, where do I get those Natter Days at? And I was like, honestly, I looked at several grocery stores, and I didn't find them anywhere, so we ended up going to the
Bethmo?
liquor store. There we go. That Blake had got them at initially.
Oh, the one, that little shady ass one.
Over on Nord, right?
Like they're all shady.
I don't know, the one,
I
because it was my brother that got the 30 pack, and I thought when he was describing it to me that he got it at that one liquor store by Monstro's Pizza.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, that is
But
really
I didn't
shady.
go.
That's
So-
East First or something?
Oh, okay. So Adam thought that it was the one where Kona's used to be.
Okay.
So we went to that one, and they had it.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, we did stop at a couple other... We stopped at the one liquor store that's nearest to us, and they're, like, into a lot of the craft beer and stuff, though.
Sure.
And I think they, like, laughed at him out the front door.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin would carry that.
Yeah. So we ended up going and getting it there. And so I told my brother, like, that's actually the only place I know for sure that has it in town. So he went and bought some and took it over to his in-laws for 4th of July. They had a good old time. Everybody likes it.
It's good.
Didn't try
It's very
Bevmo
drinkable.
or one of the other big ones.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I didn't look at Bevmo. Last time we went, I just got margarita mix.
Or Ray's Liquor. Or Mangrove Bottle Shop.
Ray's might have it.
So, yeah, I could see them having it. I mean, they have a big selection. I guess I didn't realize how many liquor stores there were in town.
There's a lot.
Because when we were out, like, looking, we were like, well, we're just going to drive over to that one. You know, it was on the way, we saw, like, 4 more liquor stores. I guess I've just never been looking for them.
Liquor stores are a very big need
They're
in this life.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a college town. I get that. But, yeah, I was just like, holy crap. I did not know there were this many liquor stores in town.
Well, 2 weeks ago when I went to go visit a friend on the way back, I was taking home a friend of a friend, and
So many friends.
And they got it on in the car on the way home.
no, and they
No. He says no really quickly.
because they're two 14-year-old girls. That's why it's a no.
Ew!
It's a hell no.
We can have 14-year-olds.
What
cannot
friends did you have whose friends were
believe
14-year-olds?
That you didn't ever bring your brother over to visit when he was here. Rude.
I'm sorry. It's my friend Kristen, her oldest son Connor, who I would also consider a friend. It's his friends that he graduated. They went. I was just asked if I would take them home because they live in
you
Portola.
consider yourself friends with the 14-year-old boy?
I would.
Okay.
Wow.
That's very Michael Jackson of you.
That's very ageist of you.
What do
Anyway,
you and this 14-year-old boy have in common?
14-year-old girls.
you girls are the worst.
You nailed it.
Anyway, to
If
finish
this
the
wasn't our last episode, Brad would quit.
to finish the story, as
Please
we
quit on the last
as
episode.
I'm going to.
We're never going to let you finish the story.
As we got into town, I said, "Hey, where do you live?" One of them's like,
Such a creepy thing for a 30-year-old man to ask a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, he's taking them home.
I'm taking them home."
Still.
And I think,
I'd
anyway,
be like, drop me off at the end of the street here. I don't want you
which
to
I
know my
would've,
address.
which I think I did for one of them. But she was like, "Oh, I live by the liquor store." Okay,
You're
this
like,
is Chico. There's like
so-
so many. And she's like, "I don't exactly know which liquor store. I know it's a liquor store." I'm like, "Okay."
She couldn't tell you where the fuck she lived.
Street.
How drunk were these girls?
They weren't. I gave them credit for that. They lived in Magalia and Paradise, lost their homes, and had been jumping from
But they
house
couldn't
to
tell you what
house.
street they now lived on.
One of them knew where she lived, pretty much
You should-
exactly.
I mean, you should keep
the
track
other
of
one,
that.
right? The other one's like, "Oh, it's somewhere near-ish to." They're like, "I remember passing by Big Al's at some point," and I was like, "Okay, so you're kind of near the Esplanade, I guess, or at least in that vicinity." They're like,
Hopefully.
I think so. I'm not sure though.
Well, I mean, I could pass by Big Al's if I wanted to on my way home. If I drove way
that-
the fuck out of the way. I
Right.
mean, who knows? Just because you were
Did
coming
they pass
home.
it on the right? Did they pass it on the left?
Yeah, were you coming home from downtown? In which case, you're probably definitely going to pass it.
Luckily, I started headed to Big Al's, and the liquor store was the one that's off of 12th and Esplanade.
Oh, Anthony's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
You
That's
know
weird that you
all
know
the
that.
names of them.
But anyway,
I'm like, oh yeah, that one that's on the corner, kind of. It's a little shady.
To be totally honest,
They're all shady.
yeah.
to be totally honest, this is like just matching everybody's like racial stereotypes. But part of the reason I know a lot of liquor stores is because my best friend in high school is Syrian, and her family owned a lot of them.
Well, yeah, I know that. Like, I know her brother. Like, helped you guys out with your wedding stuff. And
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like, that's legit.
you're like,
part of the reason I know a lot of the liquor stores.
okay, fair enough.
So that's Anthony's. That's Sandra's cousin.
Oh, okay.
So you're not on a first name basis with all the liquor store people.
Yes, I felt like I needed to clarify.
Unlike Blake. Who legit knows the guy?
I got some embarrassing stories about Star. Okay, keep going.
That was it.
Oh.
It's just that so many liquor stores that she didn't know where she lived and just had me basically go to all the liquor stores.
Still can't get over this whole situation. So at one point, her friend got out of the car, and now there's a 14-year-old girl by herself in the car with you.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not casting any dispersions on you. I don't feel like that is a problem. But, like, where the fuck are her parents?
No. Oh, yeah, no. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I was expecting to maybe meet her parents because they had to drop the kids off there. No. And I'm like, and I kept asking my friends, like, hey, do they know I'm taking their kids?
This is how people get murdered.
Well, they seem to be coming from very broken homes, kind of like.
Well, I know.
Like
I came from a very broken home. You got to get some street smarts. Like, you got to know how to carry yourself and not take crazy chances because nobody else is looking out for you.
Well, they must really trust their friends to allow me to kidnap them. I don't know.
They're like, he's an accountant.
They didn't know that.
He'll be fine. He's wearing a suit and tie. Were you wearing a suit and tie?
Why would I wear a suit and tie? No.
I don't. I just imagine you're always
wearing a suit and tie. It's always in.
Do you have to for your new job?
I've seen him in a suit and tie like a couple times. Never any other time. But I assume when he's not with me, he's in a suit and tie.
Yeah, of course. I just sit at home in a suit and tie. No, I usually do wear a tie, but most of the time I don't because they're like, hey.
White shirt, black tie.
Because I don't imagine you need to talk with clients anymore.
Correct. Well, no, not clients, no.
Like, because, I mean, that was why you would need to dress up in your last job. You're dealing with humans that come in to give you their money. And
I bet you won't see any more baby kangaroos.
No.
Well, that's depressing. You're just, like, interdepartmental. You're the middleman, aren't you? You're just the middleman.
The middleman between?
Yeah, between, like, departments. Like, these people do this part, and then you take their work and give it to the next people.
No, I take their money. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, give me your money.
And then you have to give that to the next people.
The bank?
Well, I mean, you don't get to keep it, right?
Correct.
That makes you a middleman.
I legally
You're a
have to
middleman.
say yes. I don't steal from the company.
He's a middleman.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but speaking of liquor stores. So,
as always,
the one right by my house that's very near where Blake lived prior, yeah. And he went there all the time. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast or not before, but the first time I went with Blake there, the owner guy was like, who is this? You know, to Blake. And
yes. He totally had to, like, introduce you because he knew Blake.
yes. And he's like, oh, this is such a good guy. Like, he's the best. He's the very best. You're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this seems like a red flag.
He's on this good of terms.
But I've always told myself that probably that guy's just really good at his job.
Right. He's
And
just talking
does
about
that to every single person.
Yes. Because I have definitely been places and in circumstances where people are, like, doing that to me. And, like, flattering me by, like, my taste or something,
Right.
you know, like, whatever.
Because who doesn't want to come back to a liquor store where they treat you like family?
Right.
Dutch Bros.
So I just kind of figured I've always figured for 5.5 years or however the heck long we've been together. That's what I always have kind of figured. Like, we just go there every once in a while. We lived close. And he just treats everybody like that. Makes a big deal. We were on a walk the other day. So we saw him out of context. We're on a walk. He goes, oh my gosh, my friends. He, like, grabs me, hugs me. He's like, has it been a year yet since you've been married? Because he's the one that supplied the beer. I'm like, yeah, it was just a year, you know, like less than a month ago. He's like, I knew it was around now. I'm like, oh my shit. I think my theory's wrong. He might actually like us.
He, like, legit knows Blake and is like, no, yeah, I can't believe I didn't get an invitation.
And then, like, a
really
week or
good
two
friends.
later, we pull up in the parking lot. Blake goes inside. Me and Jake stay in the car. And I'm, like, playing on my phone, you know, waiting for Blake. And Jake goes, Jesse, like, look at the door. And I look at the door. He's at the door waving at me. Like, I'm like, oh, my Jesus.
Like, now you can't go to the liquor store without having to go in and say hi because you're going to seem like you're not being polite.
So, holy
You just send Blake, and then he's gonna be like, "Where's your wife?"
So my life's
What's
a
going on?
real issue.
Yeah. Well, I hate when people do that to me, though. I would rather him know Blake and that be
care
the
about us.
situation. Yeah, and be
Well,
like,
see, I think is a good business strategy if he does do that to everybody.
I hate people kissing ass.
I never felt like he was kissing ass. I just felt like he was a friendly dude. But yeah, he always hugs me for a little too long.
Yeah.
And
Smells your hair a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I'm always like, can I?
Okay.
And I'm really just not like a human touch kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, I like am not a hugger.
I'm a hugger. But there are times when people are hugging and I'm like, okay, this was over 5 seconds ago. Like, what is
I never
happening?
realized I wasn't a hugger. But like my family just doesn't hug. And then when I got with Blake, his family hugs. So like
Yeah.
at every family thing, you got to hug, you know,
Yes.
every single person. And like, it wasn't until then that I was like, I'm like slightly uncomfortable with this.
Right.
Why?
This is not my use.
And then I was like, that's because I don't think I've ever hugged one of my family members.
No, your brother is very, like, hangy. Like, he, like, puts his arm around you or your mom or...
Sure. Yeah,
And,
with my
like-
immediate family.
Make
Like,
it
Yeah.
sound like he's very lazy. He just doesn't want to hold himself up.
I've hugged my family
Like,
plenty. I touch Blake plenty. I said touch, but
Wow.
like I don't mind human touch with those very close people.
Right.
And even like friends and stuff. But like I even find like with like Heather, what you know, I see pictures of girls and they're like touching each other, hanging out, and I don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just it's like something I'm just picking up on
Really?
this late in my life.
I find that I constantly make friends with people like you. And I am very much the opposite.
And I like I said, I don't if I'm close to people, it's not like I like hug you and I'm like
Yeah. But still, it's not like my family grew up very
please
much.
get off.
We hug each other when we see each other, and we hug each other before we leave.
Yep, that's Blake's
And
family.
we hug each other 'cause
Sometimes
we're
multiple times.
standing around.
Mhm.
I mean, we're very huggy.
Yeah, and Gina's like the kind of hugger where she hugs you and then like tells you how glad she was that you guys came for dinner and asks
Yeah.
you what your plans are
Has a
and
conversation.
I'm like,
and then still has her arm around you while she opens up and talks to the next person. Yeah, totally.
sometimes brings Blake and I in for another hug. I'm like, okay, you know, this is just my life, and that's fine. Like I said,
I've gotten Gina hugs. I mean,
it's fine. I'm not like mad about it. I just
it's a new experience.
it's a new thing for me.
Yeah. I like to hug, and I generally don't mind like being close to people, but definitely,
Depends who it is.
yeah, I have to like want to invite them
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
You know, like if I like meet someone and I'm like, now you're my new best friend, and we're gonna hug before we leave. That's great, but like just some random person, I am a little like, okay, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know you that well. And I mean, there's probably a fine line between I don't know you that well and like, don't touch me.
I'm a real handshaky type of gal, especially if we're on just I barely know your name basis. When people like come in for like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like,
Put your hand out. And then they lean in too far for the hug and you're touching their junk. Awkward.
Yes. I also think it does not matter. It does not matter. It doesn't help that I'm short.
Yes.
Always in a freaking, my face is in an awkward ass place whenever I
Somebody's
hug people.
Armpit. Yeah.
Right between their boobs, like
Uh-huh.
it's, and then especially since I'm awkward about it, I go in.
You motorboat
weird,
him?
you know, or like I have to be the bottom hugger, and I'm like around their waist, you know, which
Yeah.
seems so much more intimate than like hugging around the shoulders.
Yeah. I think I like to be a top hugger, and sometimes you run into another top hugger,
Yeah.
and you have this weird power struggle of like who can get their arm higher.
Oh, Blake's Papa. He gets so mad when I call him Grandpa because it's not his grandpa, it's his Papa.
Gotcha.
His
I'm
Papa.
assuming they called the other side of the family grandpa.
Well, it's G-Pa.
Oh,
or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I never met him, so I don't know what he was referred to. But he's like freaking 7 feet tall. He's so tall. And every time I hug him, because every time I see Papa George, I gotta give him a hug, I'm like literally hugging his hips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like his calf.
Like my head is like on like his torso.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is so odd.
That's
But
life with my husband.
yes.
I like hug
I
his
probably have never hugged Adam. I'm sure I've hugged Adam.
stomach area. And it's really sweet that he wants to hug me and squeeze me really tight, but he's not squeezing like around my chest or around
Squeezing
my
your
stomach.
head?
He's squeezing my neck and head. And of course, and I wear glasses, so then those are getting like crammed into the side of my
Sure.
face, and I'm always like, okay, stop. And I feel bad because he's just like, God, you want to
But I
even let me
wanna
hug her?
love
I'm like,
you.
you're hurting me. Like, I have neck damage. I don't need somebody like cranking on it. I'm like, get down on your knees and give me a hug. You can hug me for as long as you want. Sometimes I stand on a stool or a chair and hug him. I'm like, look, this is what it's like to be Adam and look at the world from above. It's a whole different perspective, man.
So when he
wild.
gets on the knees, you're like, "This is what you guys all see. This is ridiculous."
Oh my gosh, I probably look skinnier to him because he's looking down on me. Oh. Or like when I pick my head up to look at him, he's like getting the non-double chin version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I
He
never
might not
thought
be
about
looking
that.
into your eyes at that point. I mean, he's got a straight.
Yeah, he also gets a good shot down the shirt.
Oh, I'm gonna bitch. Do you know what that son of a bitch said to me the other day?
Is it about your boobs? Because I'm really hoping so.
Yes.
From this segue.
Mhm.
So we were like talking about having children, a child. I don't want to say children and curse myself with twins. That's probably gonna happen anyways.
Do it.
I'll take them and then you could try again for one.
Lordy. That's right. You're the psycho that wants to have twins. Just get it over with.
Dunzo.
Says
people
the
are
person
always-
who's never had a kid before.
Well, and people are always like, you don't know how hard that's going to be. I'm like, I get it. I'm not saying it's going to
But
be
if you
as
had-
easy as one kid. I know it's going to be more difficult.
Yeah, but if you had twins, you also you also wouldn't know any different.
Right.
Like this would be new motherhood.
And then I wouldn't have to do it again.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't get any sleep for a few years,
Mhm.
but at least I wouldn't get half sleep for more years.
Yes, that is a thing.
Sorry.
So
Rant over. Please tell me I'm-
over. Now I get to go back to mine.
Tell us about your boobs.
Rant. So it like amongst the discussion, you know, talking about being pregnant and stuff, and I'm like, I actually really enjoyed being pregnant with the boys, so I'm like, oh, I would look forward to that part of it. Like,
Sure.
I mean, the labor's not fun, but the 9 months leading up to is pretty cool. I mean, you're growing a human. It's
Right.
wild. And that motherfucker had the nerve to look at me and say like, ooh, your boobs will get bigger too.
You have plenty big enough boobs.
I wanted to choke him. I was like, excuse you? Like, if I had small boobs and like, yeah, I get pregnant and get bigger boobs, then it would be like, oh, whoa, cool, you have big boobs all of a sudden. I'm like, my boobs would get bigger? What are we looking for? Like, crazy balloon Pamela Anderson shit?
Yeah, I don't think you need any bigger boobs.
You can't make men happy.
Nope.
Sons of bitches. You have anything to say for your race, Brad?
No, because whatever he's going to say is going to be more offensive, I'm sure.
I like pregnant women.
Oh, God. You should stop.
No.
I told you not to say anything.
I'm sorry.
So far, Brad has come off in this episode as hanging out with 14-year-old boys and girls.
Oh, gosh. It's not. I'm friends with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
You specifically told us you're friends with him also.
You also consider him a friend.
Yeah. Well, just as much as you consider your brother a friend.
My brother is 24.
Yeah, my brother's the old man.
25.
So he's still your brother, you sick freaks.
And trust me, when he was 14, I did not consider that motherfucker my friend.
Right? Like, you're such an asshole. 14-year-old boys are legit the worst. If you can be friends with a 14-year-old boy, there's something wrong with your brain. That is like the special level of hell that every boy goes through being 14. You just want to choke them.
I think maybe if they're your kid, maybe.
No.
I'm
talking about every 14-year-old boy I've ever known.
Oh.
Her brother when he was 14.
A little bit of a
Bubby
dick.
when he was 14.
Same, pretty
My
much
brothers
exactly
when they
the
were
same
14.
dick.
Every kid I've ever known when they were 14.
I haven't known a lot of kids, but the 14-year-olds I knew, not great.
Not great. They gotta
Joseph
go
when
through
he
it.
was 14.
Oh, Lordy.
Joseph when he was any age of his life, so I guess
Joseph
that's
when he
not
was
fair.
14, 15, 16,
Who's Joseph?
17. Joseph. Poor Joseph. We love you.
Okay, except for when he was a kid, this is a guy that we've known. He's now an adult.
I can't wrap my brain around
No.
that. I
This-
still think he's 14. I mean, he acts like, oh, talk to him. I mean, he's grown up a little bit, but, like, I'm still like, you're still annoying. Like, you're 14.
Yeah. No, I've known him since, he was,
He was a baby.
little. Probably not a baby, but it was a long
I
time.
think Adam's known him since he was, like, 2 or 3.
Yeah, he was little. And I still, like, quote him, like, often. And this was literally, like, 15 years ago. Like, one time he wore these little tiny short shorts. Like, I think he had just
How
grown
old
out
was
of him. Like 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he may have been picking them out himself.
Yes.
It wasn't like his parents were like, where are these tiny shorts?
Right. Like, he just had grown out of these and was still wearing them.
As boys do.
Sure.
I can attest. Remy brought the tightest pair of swim trunks he has to your parents' house the other night. I'm like, you can barely pull those things onto your butt. You've got 6 pairs of swim trunks.
Right.
What's happening here?
That's what he wanted to wear.
That's the
Trying to
choice.
show off the goods.
And I think
guess.
my brother asked him, like, my brother, he was probably around 14 years old, being a dick, and said, like, hey, Joseph, where'd you get your shorts? And Joseph goes, the shorty store.
I love when kids were little. My boys both were convinced that every store was its own thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was a specific store to buy every specific thing.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, he got
Like-
those at the shorty store. And I literally, every time anybody brings up shorts, I'm like, did you get those at the shorty?
Shorty store. And everyone looks at you like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
And
we
he'd make
know.
up all these little dance moves. And one time he was doing one for us, like in small group or something. I was trying to take pictures of him. He was doing something called the hopping rhino.
Okay.
That's what he called it. And I was trying to take pictures, and he goes, stop it. Quiet. No pictures, please. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then he proceeded to do the hopping rhino.
Drama? Oh my gosh. I remember.
So
when-
he was cute at one point. That's that. All of that story was just to say Joseph
Yeah.
turned out to be one heck of a little doucheroony, but he was cute as a little kid.
Yeah. And maybe he's.
He might be
Men-
getting. I literally haven't seen him in so long. He might be getting
I've
better.
seen him more recently, and he's definitely matured
Military
a
boys
little
camp
bit.
might have helped him out.
Yes. But I do think that most boys don't, like, pull their head out of their ass until they're about 24.
True. Amen. That is a very true statement. So yeah, we say 14-year-old boys.
We mean 14 to 24-year-old boys.
We just mean adolescent boys.
Yeah, I'm just about to hit that. It's
Yeah, I'm
great.
not looking forward
No.
for your life.
It's already a little sketchy sometimes.
All I know is that video we were watching the other day. They need some help.
Oh, the video of all the life hack things?
Yes.
That Remy just thinks that's the most hilarious thing ever in life.
They're not really life hacks.
No, he
No.
knows that.
Oh, good.
It's like a joke.
Okay.
The whole, like, channel's supposed to be like, huh, look, I'm being funny.
It's a good thing, or else your floors would be so scuffed by the sandpaper.
Sandpaper on the sides. Nobody's gonna make it
No
work.
slip. That's what we're. Yeah. So the like insane mood swings are interesting. I don't know how to deal with them, but I don't think anyone knows how to deal with them.
At least they're boys. I'm sure girls' are worse.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I hear boys are like a lot more work when they're little because they're busier, but
Yeah.
teenagers tend to be a little less dramatic. We'll see.
Except for they probably get into more, like, just like when I think, I'm trying to say trouble, but girls get in plenty of trouble, but I'm thinking like boy trouble, you know, like throwing eggs at cars, like stupid shit like that.
Yeah, destruction of property.
Sure.
Yeah. I try really hard to enforce in them, like, the idea that, like, that belongs to someone. That person had to work for that thing. That person had to, like, you're not just taking that thing away from them. They're taking their time away from them.
Yeah.
Like, they have the concept of that, I think, in their own lives enough that hopefully they can apply that to outside situations. But, you know, you get a bunch of dumb kids together and you're, like, trying to impress your friends and
It's the
Everybody
smell
else
you
is
gotta watch
doing
out
it.
for.
whatever.
They become smelly kids.
Yeah, I know. And they're already at the stage of, like, the hydrophobia. Like, they don't want to take a shower no matter what. Like, do y'all have rabies? Because
I have that
get in the shower.
sometimes.
I don't know what the big deal is. You're
Heat showers.
yeah, but they're like a lot more involved for us.
Now that I've gotten better at
Bathing?
No. Now that I've trained my hair to not have to wash my hair all the time, I don't mind them nearly as much.
Oh yeah, no. I only mind the days when I have to wash my hair.
Oh my god, the days I had to wash my hair, I'm like,
And this is gonna be a thing.
me. Yeah, the people that are like, oh, I can't leave my hair that long. I have to wash it every day. I'm like, sucks for you.
Yes.
Because body showers are the best.
Also, it's not great for your hair to wash it every single day.
And I always tell people, I'm like, you have to train it.
Yeah, you don't get there.
You're
instantly.
gonna not wash it and it's gonna be greasy.
Yeah. And the next week it won't be so bad.
But it's moldable.
It fixes itself.
True. Yeah.
My hair lasts forever.
Yeah, I'm at several days. And it's not awful.
Ever.
But I can understand if you have to wash your hair, shave your legs, blah blah blah. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, there's a lot of stuff.
And I
But,
think
like,
that's really what it's not the water I dread. It's just all the stuffs.
yeah. But if you're a guy, you like they legitimately have one hair / body wash, you know?
Yeah.
And when your hair's short, you just like rinse good.
Move
you can
on.
be out of the shower in 2 minutes.
And then your hair is dry in another 2.
Yeah. I don't see what the big deal is.
I don't know.
I don't know how it's like taking up so much of their lives that it's just crushing them to have to shower.
Blake takes a lot of showers, but I don't know if he always has done that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he went through a boy phase where he did not.
Yeah. I keep thinking Jackson's gonna like get interested in a girl and then like all of a sudden care that his crazy outfit doesn't match and he looks like a slob. Although when I started dating his dad, his like outfit of choice was usually some type of plaid shirt, a t-shirt, sandals, like Birkenstock style sandals with socks, and another flannel that did not match the shorts. And I went out with him. So I don't know, maybe he won't have to.
Hashtag Chester.
Yeah, it was wild. It
Not
was
a lot of
interesting.
options.
That's what it was. Hashtag this is all you're gonna get.
There's no sea there. It's just a little pond.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you gotta pick your fish wisely. There's not a lot more where that came from.
Yeah. Just a couple of tadpoles. Yeah. I keep thinking he's gonna notice girls and be like, oh, I should smell better because a girl might be next to me.
But then
that
you
kind
gotta
of
be
thing.
careful that he's not gonna be like, I'm still not gonna shower. I'm just gonna dump this cologne on me.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there are girls out there, I guess, that like smelly guys, but I don't want them living in my house. The smelly guys or the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amen.
I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm actually thinking that if I do another podcast that I might do something with the boys, which will be fun.
That would be really fun.
So we'll see. Remy thinks that he can, he's constantly like telling me what I should and should not be doing. And so I'm like, well, maybe you should give like life advice. I would think that would be hilarious. So
How old is he? 8?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Life advice from a 10-year-old.
But
Great segment.
I used to always say life advice from an 8-year-old because when he was 8, he was really bad about it. And Adam and I would just look at each other and be like, life advice from an 8-year-old, because he'd be like, why are you guys doing this? You should do this. Why are you guys driving this way? You should go that way. Why are you guys like, he just had something to say, which I can hardly blame him. I don't know where he gets that from at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Beats me.
So, on our 69th and final episode.
69!
I know. I told someone, they were like, how many episodes do you have? And I said, well, we're recording our last few. And I'm like, there'll be 69 total. And they just like looked at me with like disdain. And I was like, we're not doing it because we think that's cool. We're doing it because it's not cool. Like,
Amen.
ironically, like,
We just got our lawn done. And so our neighbor, his wife had told us before, if you guys like ever needed a gift for Tanner, like he legit has Subway almost every day. Like you get him a Subway gift card. So obviously he helped us out a lot. Didn't charge us as much as he'd charge any normal person. And so I was like, let's get Tanner like a Subway gift card with the money that he says we owe him. What did Blake do? Went and bought him a $69 Subway gift card. And then he came over later. He's like, thank you guys for the gift card, And he had already gone. It was like literally the next day. He had already gone and used it. And he's like, Jesse, did you get that gift card or did Blake? I'm like, who the fuck you think got that gift card, Tanner? He's like, I just wanted to make sure it was Blake because that'd be kind of weird.
yeah, that would be kind of weird. Like, I'm secretly trying to tell you something.
I'm like, Tanner,
next door neighbor.
Do you know me at all? And do you know Blake?
You know Blake.
At all? And he's like, I know, I figured. I'm like, then why'd you ask?
That's really funny. Because his wife was probably like, excuse me? Jesse gave you a gift card for what? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot imagine that there's anyone in the world anymore that is actually like 69. Ha!
Blake.
He really thinks it's like funny, not ironically funny.
He freaking loves it.
He thinks it's
Did I not
funny.
tell you about how disappointed he was about the wedding?
Because you didn't get married on the 9th?
Yeah, we got married a week before on 6/2. And he was like, you mean we could have gotten married a week later and got married on 6/9? That would have been the best day of my whole life. I'm like,
Was it not already? Oh, he's in trouble too.
he's always in trouble.
Adam's gonna find out when he's in trouble by listening to this podcast.
Does he listen?
No, but I'm gonna make him. We're like, you have to listen.
Adam,
to
listen to
our
episode 69.
last podcast, right? I throw you under the bus.
Excuse me.
I mean, we've talked a lot of shit. That's been part of the good times. All the
Been
shit
lots
talking.
of good times.
Yes.
I feel like it's too bad we don't have like interns, so we could be like,
Hey,
listen to all 68 of our episodes.
give
and
us some highlights.
give us the highlight reel.
Brad.
The funniest things we've ever said.
Brad, get right on that.
Sure, I'll input that.
Put together a
Thank you.
segment called how many times did Jesse say penis throughout this whole time?
I'm pretty sure we had one dedicated to just penises.
Yeah, there's been a lot. There's I'm mostly thinking of the skulls when we did the skull
Mhm.
candlesticks.
I did a lot of
You were
innuendos
really
there.
into
I wouldn't
that.
call them innuendos.
Maybe a lot of it was visual, so it didn't come across on the podcast.
That was when we tried to craft and talk at the same time, and I found I was not capable.
It was a little distracting, for sure.
It was just Tab talking on the podcast, and I was over here,
Sanding stuff,
and every once in a
hammering
while,
stuff.
be like, yeah.
We knew Jesse was there because you could hear the like scissors cutting, staple gun going in the background. Yeah, it is difficult to actually craft and podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've listened to lots of different types of podcasts since we started doing this podcast, and I feel like I've learned some things, like just about this setting,
Yeah,
how
I
you
find
like
that
working
people are really, like, Conan cracks me up a lot.
Oh my gosh.
They
I
had, like, a
love
drawing
it.
contest at one point, and he's like, whose bright idea was it to have a fucking drawing contest on a podcast
audio
that nobody
format.
can see?
And they're like, well, post the pictures.
And they put it in, like, the little pencils, like,
Yeah. They have interns.
yeah, he's got a lot of people working for him.
Yeah.
I was talking to Blake today. I want to know how much his assistant makes.
Oh my gosh, what a great, fun job.
And, like, the way they talk about it, she literally talks about how she watches full feature films at work sometimes.
And she tells him, no, she's not going to go get him lunch. And I mean, I imagine that on the everyday, that's not the
Sure.
occurrence. Like, they're joking about that because it happened
It's
one
funny.
time. And she was like, oh, I already ate. And he, like, won't let her live it down.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure she has plenty of actual work to do. But
But yeah, I'd love to know how much she makes.
I would
Because
assume
really,
a decent person's salary.
right? Because I mean, and the way that they talk about it, like, it's not like she also has she also does some writing.
No, like
It's-
that's her job,
Like,
I think.
she plans his life, makes sure he has what he needs, gets him lunch, etc. I'm like,
Organizes his appointments,
I could freaking do that.
tells him where to be. Do you want to live in LA?
No,
No, I don't either.
I really want to work at Special Olympics, but I don't want to live in the Bay either. So that's really getting to me.
Yeah. I can't say I really want to. I used to think like, oh, I could move to San Francisco and just get a bike and nah, nah, nah.
Oh yeah, out of college, I did not want to be here. I was like, where are the jobs in LA? When can I go to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Dude,
Now, the more I go, the more I'm like, this is exhausting. Like, everything.
Blake legit cannot drive there.
Well, I don't know if Adam can either, but I don't, so he does. And I mean, we've almost died several times.
He doesn't ever let me drive, and I'm like, I could drive without getting to this level of anxiety that you're at, and we'd except for his anxiety's usually higher when he's in the passenger seat somehow. And then I'm doing everything wrong, and I'm like, could you calm down? Because, like, I'm going to be fine. It's you that's having an issue.
Well, my thing is that at least if I'm not the
Apparently, Brad had a
Doesn't take a
really
call?
fucking important phone call
right now,
he needed to take.
he couldn't
in the
even get out the door.
middle of the podcast.
Hey, Chris, what's up? Who's Chris?
One of those 14-year-old girls I fucking
Ew.
bet.
Ew. I bet it's his new boss, and he doesn't want to make a bad impression by not answering his phone really super fast
After work hours.
8:20 at night. Please, kiss ass.
Forget him quitting at the end of this
We're gonna fire him.
episode. When he walks back in the door,
Firing him.
you fired.
No, we should wait till he edits the rest of the episodes and then fire him.
We should just say it here where he's not listening.
Oh,
Brad, if you're editing this, you fired.
yeah, episode 69. This is the end of it anyways. I appreciate you going ahead and getting it to me. And then, yeah, you're fired.
You fired.
You're gone. Yeah.
Do you like my Trump impression?
Is that what that was?
You fired.
The hand motion, I guess, is.
But people can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't see it, I'm putting my hand forward like a little snake, you know? You fired.
Like you're striking.
Oh, my shoulder just did not like that.
We're not old. Anywho, before Brad so rudely interrupted
I
us.
don't even know where we were.
I don't know where we were either. What were we talking about? Driving in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's better that I am probably not the one driving most of the time, even though I do have like crazy amounts of anxiety because like somebody else is in control of that, and I'm
Sure.
convinced that he's going to kill us. I also, if I'm the one driving, feel like I probably would get mad enough to like legit ram somebody or something. Like, sometimes when you're like sitting in traffic and you have not moved, you know, like you've moved 3 blocks in 40 minutes.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's all I can do not to like go out of my gourd.
Yeah.
I have to just like put in my earphones.
You and Blake are
Put
similar
on
drivers, I
a
think.
podcast. Like, pretend I'm not there.
Yeah, like legit around town. Like the off chance I get to drive, because he always is like, grabs his keys. And I'm like, why can't we take my car? Like, my
I
car.
used to drive all the time.
Yeah. And then, so I'll finally drive, and like every like stop, every car that comes in here is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I am not doing anything. Like, stop. I am a good driver.
Well, I have to say that Adam has ran our car into and or like something, every car we've ever had. So
Yeah, I've never.
not, I mean, I just don't think he's like overly observant.
I shouldn't speak too much about this, but I hit a deer once. I don't want to like jinx myself.
I also have hit
But, like-
a deer. That's not something you can really control. It
No.
runs out in front of you.
It jumped in front of me. Moving on.
Yeah.
One time,
I haven't hit just a pole in the drive-through at Jack in the Box.
Nope.
The pole is stationary.
I will admit that one time, because when I had my stick shift, you know, I like, typically when I'd stop, once I was at a full stop, I'd take my foot off the brake,
Mm-hmm.
because for the most part, you're on level ground and your car doesn't move anywhere.
Yeah.
So there's one time I took my foot off. I was not on level ground, and then I reached over to my seat to grab something, and I like at 0.25 miles an hour hit
Right.
the truck in front of me. Nothing happened, but if we're being truthful,
Sure.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Once.
I've definitely like done some things, but like in how many years of driving?
Right.
And I'm talking about like in the last few years, and every car we've had, he has rammed into something.
Oh,
no.
Blake's a good driver too, but
I feel like
he's more cautious than I am, for sure.
Oh,
I'm a lot more.
drives like a grandpa.
Oh no, Blake doesn't drive like a grandpa, but I drive like I'm very assertive.
Me too. And like if I'm in a position where I think like, oh, like this might get hairy, like I'll speed up and get around it.
Yeah.
Adam will like slow down and kind of rear over, and then like I'm like, now we're definitely gonna get hit because you're in the middle of all the nonsense, like that kind of stuff going on. But yeah, I think I used to drive always, and then I just quit driving because we'd go places and I'd be like, well, I'm gonna drink and you can drive. And then I don't care how he's driving because he's driving better than I could because I'm drunk.
Amen.
Right?
I like it the way
That's-
you think.
A plan right there. Hi, Brad.
Oh, welcome
What's
back.
So important.
Well, when the CEO of your company calls you,
Oh my God, you were right.
you probably should pick it up.
But you're not on. Are you salary?
Trying to be. So technically, no.
Then you don't answer your fucking phone when you're not getting paid. That's my thing.
I answer my phone all the time when I'm not getting paid, but then I just say, hey,
Are you not salary?
I had to work at home for now. They don't have our position set up, which is crazy to me.
That's
but
wild.
yeah, just the way our like
Because you
whole-
will have people calling you off hours, like to call in sick. or
oh
whatever.
every day.
That seems silly.
It is goofy, but whatever.
Oh yeah, if I was salary, fine. I'd answer the phone
Whatever.
any day, whatever. But
I mean,
you
if
pay
the
me
CEO
hourly, 5 o'clock, I ain't doing shit for you, dog.
If the CEO of my company called me right now, I'd be like, that's interesting. I wonder why he's calling me. And I would put it on quiet and I'd listen to the message later.
Was it important?
I want to say no.
Depends on what you consider important.
Hey, Brad, are you going to be in for the cornhole game this weekend at the barbecue?
No, not quite.
I only say that because we have a company barbecue picnic thing this weekend and they have a cornhole tournament. Our company gets kind of wild in the like tournament stuff. Like they have a bowling tournament every year. They have full on trophies. People are like serious about it. I mean, I could.
Is there like a rule that when you quit or get fired, you got to give that trophy to somebody, or do they get new trophies?
The trophies stay in.
Oh, and get your name
a
on it.
Trophy case.
Okay.
I
like
it. Like, but I mean, people get real into it. I'm competitive, but I am not competitive at sports things at all.
I definitely am. Like at our work party, we have a white elephant, and for years and years and years, there was this thing called the hands. It was like this little statue of these two hands, and like at one point, I think it had a little angel in it. Broke, and every year, whoever ended up with the hands added to it. So every year it was different, and it like was this just beautiful thing, and everybody always dreaded it. They didn't want it because the rule was always you had to have it at your desk. And then one year somebody got it, and when they left, they took it.
Like they just took it with them.
Yeah, I'm like, that ain't the rule.
Huh.
Like now.
And now the game has ended. You ruined all our fun. That's weird.
Right?
Did they get fired?
No.
Oh.
I think they got laid off. But she was
Maybe
going to leave
they're
anyway.
bitter.
She was pregnant. And like we gave them like a 6-month layoff notice. It wasn't like.
Right. You gotta go. Leave those here. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, that's literally a company tradition that you just ruined.
You just took with you. Yeah, that is weird. You should like craft some
We've
hands.
tried. Janelle and I are working on getting some new ones, but we just don't want to like. You know, it's a stupid game, and sometimes you find these like porcelain things that they're like $30 or something. And we're both like,
oh my gosh, my new favorite thing, because I cannot be at work during my lunch because I inevitably
don't get a lunch.
Yes, like I have to come deal with this problem or that problem, or somebody can't answer a question, and it blows my mind.
But when you're not there, they all get answered.
That they manage to take care of it when I'm not there, but if I am there, cannot be done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like legit have to leave, be gone, go somewhere, hide. So, I just decided the other day that I think I'm just going to start going to thrift shops and looking for weird planters.
Okay.
On all of my lunch breaks, just as a fun thing to do. Not all of them probably, but you know, just like get out of the office. Go be somewhere else. Don't think about work. Don't be available.
A lot of my lunches, I go to my uncle's transmission shop and work some more.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I just can definitely keep an eye out for some porcelain hands.
Thank you.
I'm out at thrift shops. See what we can find. I swear I feel like I used to have some.
Well, and a lot of them are like together. They're like praying.
You need a spot where you can put stuff.
Because like they put a little, somebody had put a Santa in at one point. Like it had like acrylic nails. It was all painted. So one of the last people put it on a little spinner thing, like a musical spinner. So it now spun around and was like played a song.
That's
gone.
Fantastic. That's so rude. I know. Can't believe they took them. They were like, these are mine now.
Somebody else made like a little thing. It was like a little plate, and it says, I went to the Family and Counseling Solutions Christmas party, and all I got was this plate. So I got that last year, and I got a, like a wall plate mount.
That
was my addition to it.
They're starting something again. Well,
We
we
can't
don't
add
have
much to a
anything
plate.
cool like that at our. But maybe in like my clinic specifically, I could start something fun because we do like a ornament exchange every Christmas.
See, stuff like that is fun, and I would do that. We do a secret Santa, which I do because there's only 5 of us in that agency, and if I don't, that's kind of lame.
They're like the Jewish girl.
Right.
No.
So I do the secret Santa, and it's easier to buy for somebody.
Yes, than to buy
Then-
something you think everyone might like.
Yeah. I don't play that game, and everybody gets mad at me every single year. Like, why don't you play? That's just so weird. Just bring in a $20 gift, something that you like. But they all say that, and then during the game, somebody will open their gift and be like, who brought this? This is stupid. I'm like, why
Yeah.
would anybody want to play this game?
Why would you say that?
Like, every single year, I'm like, this is why I don't fucking do this.
Yeah. Yeah, we have done the ornament exchange, and like my thing usually is to find like the craziest, worst, ugly ornament I can.
That's great.
Some people go the other way, and they
Right.
find like really nice, pretty ones, and then we do the exchange thing where like people steal them and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And it's always fun. Somebody always wants the crazy one. Someone always
Yeah.
wants a pretty one. Like people at the end will like trade and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, you want this one here?" Like, yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I might
It's
suggest
fun.
that this year.
And it's, a little less stressful.
Or even I'm into like a cookie exchange. Everybody bring your like Christmas cookies.
Something.
Just trade those around.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a $20 gift.
It could legit be anything. I would just go for the craziest shit I could find.
Anything.
And then someone would go, "Who brought this? This is stupid."
Go to Playtime for You.
Well, every year Courtney just gives an Amazon $20 gift card. And then everybody wants that.
And then everyone's like, "Who brought this?"
And then the one year, I see also this is just me being like selfish and stupid, which fine, whatever. I'd rather be that
It's
way.
Christmas.
But like, I mean,
It's time to be selfish and stupid.
like I played one year and like I had brought something, whatever. And then what I ended up getting back, 'cause I got like crappy number, nobody ever stole from me and I didn't get to steal. I
Right.
got like a thing of lotions
Right.
that
And-
like,
Where you're like, I put actual thought into what I was doing.
yeah. And I'm like, I'd rather have my $20 than
Than
this thing of lotion.
Yeah. I feel like Christmas ornaments you can't go wrong because if you have a tree, like,
You gotta have ornaments.
there's plenty of place to shove random ornaments.
Yeah, I like the Christmas ornament idea, but I doubt anybody's gonna be into me change. You know what? If I'm ever the boss, I'm changing it. I don't fucking care.
There you go. We're like, Christmas ornaments for all. $20 limit.
$10 limit.
Yeah,
Why do I need to be
It's probably
spending
funny.
freaking $20?
I don't know.
Not like $20 is crazy, but I'm like, I'm buying gifts for all the people in my family.
Right.
I don't need to buy gifts for y'all fools.
Well, and I don't need to spend $20 on lotion that no one's going to use.
All right.
Like, that's what it really ends up being is like, we're just.
Well, and that's really why the $20 Amazon works, because everybody wants it. 'Cause
Right.
You get what you want.
Exactly.
And then that's where I'm like, or I could just keep my $20 and still get whatever I want.
So, change it to everyone bring a $20 gift card. And everyone can fight over those. And then the next year be like, no, everybody bring $20. Just pass them all around. Draw names.
Do you want to steal?
You want to steal? You want to keep the one you got? And just let it go. Just show them the futility of all of it.
I'm
Then
such a
next
bah
year-
humbug. I'm aware.
Next year you can be like, I feel like we should exchange ideas.
Everybody bring your best business idea. Winner gets nothing.
Yeah. Winner gets pissed because I got credit for their business idea because I stole that shit. And then the next year they can exchange wishes.
I love it.
Oh goodness.
One year we can exchange children. Like,
There you go. I like yours. It has freckles.
Mine's been acting up. Here, please take it.
Yeah. I'll take them the cute age. Like, let me get some 4-year-olds over here. I'll give you the teenagers. I love 4-year-olds. They're the best people.
Janelle's daughter is very sweet, and she's 4.
It's like my absolute favorite age.
She's just fun. She's got quite the attitude.
Oh, yeah. They have all kinds of sass. They're old enough to, like, do some shit by themselves, get around. They can walk.
Get themselves dressed.
Yeah, like the basics, hopefully potty trained or in that region. And then, yeah, but they, like, have enough intelligence to, like, start really coming up with some ideas.
Yeah.
And they're always just wild. It's the best.
It was cracking me up. So we had, like, a photo shoot we're getting a new website. And the company came and, like, took pictures of some of our staff's kids because we can't take pictures of our foster kids, right?
Right.
And so Kylie came. She had to go to the bathroom before he got there. And so she used the one, she had to go poop is what she told her mom. So she used the one right next, like, I literally share a wall with one of the bathrooms. And so she used that one. And, Janelle was like, I'm just going to go back to my desk. I just told Kylie, like, when you're done, like, call for Jessie and she'll get me, So she's in there and, like, she doesn't shut the door all the way, right?
Right.
And she's in there. I can just hear her going. So I'm just, like, sitting at my desk, like, dying laughing. Trying not to be too loud because I don't I'm
like,
laughing
get
at her.
self-conscious. So, yeah.
But she's just trying so hard to get these out. And then when she's finally done, like, Janelle comes in. She's like, look, Mom, see, I got those 2 big ones and lots of little ones. And I was like, this is the best.
Fills you in on the whole thing. That's so cute. And was she having you... like, you needed to go get her so she could help her, like, wipe and stuff? Yeah. That was, like, the best when you're sitting there and your kid's just like, Mom! Mom! I need you to wipe my butt! Nothing quite so humiliating as another human being beckoning you to wipe their ass. Congratulations, you've succeeded in life.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I think about it and I'm like, there's people that work at daycares and stuff and wipe other people's butts all the time. Yeah. That's not something I'm interested in. Right. I know it'll be fine when it's my own kid, but, like, I think about it now, I'm like, I have no interest in going and wiping her daughter's butt if that's, like, if I was babysitting or something. Right. No interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yes, I understand what you're saying for sure. I am not one that's like, hey, let's have a bunch of unpotty trained children at my house.
I'll change a diaper for a baby.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've had lots of nieces and nephews go through potty training and everything else. And, I mean...
And nieces and nephews, I feel, are a little different, too.
Well, I mean, when you, like, love the kids, you just take care of them. You don't think about it. I mean, what are you going to do? Just leave him sitting there? That's
Sit
awful.
in your filth.
You're like, your mom will be back in a couple hours.
You picked an opportune time to poop, child.
Do you want to go outside in my new grass? Just scoot?
Scoot. Here, I'll get the hose.
Should have held it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Bad. Well, we should have a reunion show someday after you have kids, Jessie.
And then I can say these were all my...
You can.
I don't even think I have misconceptions. I just...
Yeah. I mean, I was around children a ton.
I am not.
And I still was like, oh, my kids will never do that. Yeah, they will.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure.
You can't stop it.
I'm positive my kid won't be able to wipe their own butt at 4. I know all of these things.
In abstract. Yeah. But when it's right there in your face at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Or neighbor's daughter just took her first steps the other day.
Oh,
Like she'd taken like, kind of like one or two little like
wobbly here to
crazy
there.
ones, but like she's like
Actually went somewhere.
she's moving.
Oh, how old is she now?
She was born like a week after we got married, so
Oh, okay.
she's
So
like a
she's
year and a month.
Yeah, that seems crazy that it's been that long.
She's cute, man.
Time flies. I know. You were holding that tiny baby going, Blake. And a whole year's gone by. It's wild. So have we told people why we're going on hiatus and or retiring?
I think we might have, but
I don't know if it came up like on the show. Do you remember, Brad?
Not yet. It hasn't. I haven't.
I'm going back to school.
Yes, to get your master's. I legit know like 4 different people that are going back to school with their masters right now. It's wild.
That's what you gotta do for
And
life.
everybody's just like, let's do it. I'm like, maybe I should go back to school.
Let's spend all the monies.
Nah, I don't think so.
Spend all the money.
I actually probably love it. I like school
I like
a lot.
school, yeah. I just
So,
it's really just it's the time commitment.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to. I like if I were back in I worked in college too, but
right, but not, I mean, the like responsibilities.
I could do homework behind the counter at Family Christian,
Right.
like if I wanted to.
Yeah, the full-time job with real life responsibilities and houses and
Yeah, and a husband and a house I gotta take care of. Yeah,
all
yeah.
these things that overwhelm. Yeah, it's a little different for sure.
And I do enjoy just sometimes coming home and not doing anything all night. And I'm like, oh, I'll be back to the days that I can't do that.
Yeah, I think I like do better when I have to do something.
I think really the thing I'm the most afraid of is not that I can't do that. It's that I have an 800 square foot house where I have nowhere to escape. And that's what Blake does every night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't, and I'm not a kind of person that can like study at like a coffee shop or a library or something. I get way too distracted.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I mean,
I don't
Blake
know, I
goes
mean, I
to
have to
bed pretty
figure-
early.
Well, I go to bed that early now.
Yeah.
Because I wake up and go to the
You
gym.
do early morning gyms now.
So I don't know what I'm going to do. Blake needs to cooperate or something.
By not watching Netflix
Yeah, he
or
can
something.
be up and get something done while I'm getting something done.
There you go. Just for every day you have to do homework.
He's got to do a yard project.
Yeah, you can be like, this shelf needs to get hung. These things need to...
Well, see, Blake doesn't do those things. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I don't think he's hung one thing in our house.
Well, because I understand, like, if I let Adam do that, then I come out and I'm like, why is that shelf crooked? You know? It's easier just to do it yourself than to, like, go explain how to do it, let them do it, have it be wrong, have to fix it anyways, and then also have the, like, why can't you ever do anything I ask you to conversation. It's easier just to do it yourself. That's my experience. What do you think, Brad?
I've got.
He has nothing to say.
I've hung up things. You saw my cow and the slam phone.
Oh, is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
The painting?
The painting.
The picture? Slam?
Slam.
It's just a phone.
But it has the word slam on.
Oh, I guess I don't remember that. Seemed very, Norman Rockwell? No, that's not the one. Andy Warhol?
Is it something a 14-year-old would be into?
Gross. No, it's not that. What's that girl that everyone?
JoJo?
Yeah, that one.
JoJo Siwa?
She's
Jesse,
freaking crazy.
have you used her bath bomb yet?
No, I have not. I took a bath. Well, I wouldn't really call it a bath, but because I rarely take baths. But that day I had to freaking unload all that sod,
Oh, yeah.
and Blake was too hungover to help, so it was legit me and the neighbor, and he was doing the rolling, so I was doing the lifting all the sod in the
Yeah.
wheelbarrow, moving the wheelbarrow, and taking it out and putting it where he needed it. By the end of the day, I was like just so exhausted.
Yeah.
And I told Blake, I like just went inside. I laid on the ground. I'm like, you need to just make me a bath that's cold, but like not freezing.
Yeah.
And I just need to lay in there for minutes. But I didn't even have the energy to like open my vanity thing, like grab
Do
bomb or
anything.
I
Yeah.
just laid there like for so long.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.
It was hard. It was really hard.
So when's the next project that you get to be too hungover to help?
I don't know. It won't get done if I'm not a part of it. So
The baby making process.
I
That sounds awful.
like to be a part of that process.
And also not hungover.
Oh yeah,
That doesn't sound like fun.
getting all jiggled around.
Oh.
Ah!
You don't want to throw up on your husband. Well, the day you were conceived, let me tell you a story.
I thought the morning sickness was gonna be bad. Nope.
It
The
was just-
conception sickness was the worst.
it was just the hangover. Oh my goodness.
Ah.
Well, yes, I'm sure lots will change in our lives in a short period of time. But it's
Hopefully.
been fun. Oh yeah, Brad's trying to get that salary position. Kissing ass.
Then I'll be director of finance.
Maybe you'll find a lady
That
that
sounds
doesn't
fancy.
have like 3 other boyfriends also.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe you'll just find a lady.
Hopefully.
Maybe you don't need a lady.
That could be too. Maybe you'll find a nice man.
No. No.
Maybe.
Hard pass.
Maybe you'll just realize, like, you're asexual.
I'm just gonna die alone,
Oh, stop.
like the Incredible Hulk.
Lots of people don't get married and they're perfectly satisfied with life.
Why does the Incredible Hulk die alone?
Because he doesn't find love.
Doesn't he love Black Widow?
Does he really not? Does he really die?
He's not immortal.
I mean, but, like, is there a storyline where he dies alone? Are you telling me that you're breaking this to me? Spoiler alert, Brad!
Yeah. I forgot how much you read the comics.
Rude. The Incredible Hulk is a tragic story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's where your life is headed.
I don't.
First of all, there's nothing radioactive about money.
It's green.
Yeah,
We don't know that.
true. We don't know that. They're probably, I mean...
It might just be the smallest amounts of radioactive. Oh, so I'm going to be fine. I don't ever have cash.
You're good. You know who's going to get it? Strippers and drug dealers.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, so it's a...
Hold it in! Don't say it!
Let it go. Let it go.
Cash-based businesses.
It's a great way to weed out the people.
Oh, God.
Oh, no! The world
I'm
needs
kidding.
strippers and drug
Yeah.
dealers.
We were founded on that.
I'm a fan of strippers and drug dealers. I am sorry that I went there.
They're just out there.
Living life.
Just a
Cardi
squirrel.
B was a stripper. What?
Trying to get
Where
a
would we
nut.
be without Cardi B?
That could be our new motto. Where would we be
Our
without
last
Cardi
motto.
B?
I'm WWWB WCB.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a lot. Are we gonna put that on a bracelet or a tattoo?
It's got to be a bracelet. Like, what would Jesus
what
do?
would Jesus do? But where would we be without Cardi B?
Yeah, usually you see some string in there with the what would Jesus do? This is just all letters are all the way around your
Yeah.
wrist.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You could do it in like not as wide of a font. Like that WWJD was like
They
the
really
W's were like
stretched it.
you know.
Yeah. Get some dollar signs in there.
Yeah.
Dirt, like the earth we live on, is like gives off mild radiation.
Oh, I was like, Where
and the sun
Oh,
and stuff. So I mean, we're exposed to levels of radiation.
Bricks do that too.
Very small amounts. Did you know like radioactive, like being exposed to radiation is something that like once it's in your system, it's always there. So like there's a certain amount of radiation like that you can tolerate, and it just like adds onto it every time you're exposed. So
I use the microwave every day.
you don't want to waste that, man. But I mean, people like,
I don't stand there
Travel.
and stare at it, but
you don't put your forehead on it when you have a
I
headache.
don't.
I used to do that. I mean, it seemed to work.
Okay, that's
Might
odd.
have been frying some things.
Yeah.
But no, like there is a whole like tourism industry over going to like places that have been like wiped out by like radioactive spills, nuclear power plants that
I bet there's
melted
radioactivity in
down.
Area 51.
probably a whole shit ton of people are going in there, I guess.
I don't even understand what's happening.
Just
I don't even really get what Area 51 is.
it's just a section of land that is for government use that they
People
don't
think
allow
they're
civilians
keeping
on.
aliens in.
But everyone is convinced that it has something to do with like extraterrestrials. And so
It's just like the desert in like Arizona or something, right?
it's in Nevada.
Oh, okay. So
But yes,
close.
I've driven by it many times. There's a sign that says Area 51. But
Okay.
then like the government will say like there is no Area 51.
And then so they're just allowing people there, or people are just trying to raid it.
They're
No.
trying to raid it. They're
Yeah,
not
they're
allowed
going
there.
to storm it. They
I don't
figure
like read any of these
if
things.
they get enough people, they
Okay.
can just go and the government can't A, stop them, or B, kill them all. Because that would be like too big of a
Another way to
story.
weed out some of the stupid people.
Which for some reason, all of that I see are like, oh yeah, we're gonna send it in the Kyles in first, and it's like, here's a monster drink and your baseball cap. Go get them. And it's like, what?
I don't
Why,
understand
why Kyles?
what's happening.
They've never heard that's like
Is
the
that just the
typical
bros?
Kyle. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kyle's a bros.
the bro. I don't think of Kyle's as bros because my brother's named Kyle and he's not really a bro.
Yeah, your brother's not
He
really
was
a bro.
kind of a bro in high school.
Oh, okay.
He was definitely a bro, actually. Like, definitely the jock bro type.
My dad's a bro and a half.
Yes.
Your dad's like a bro that you love, though, not a bro that you're like, dude, get out of here.
Oh no, sometimes.
I feel like he's like on the quieter side and nice, and I don't know. I feel like when I think of like Kyle bros, I think of like kind of loud mouthy, like
you really don't want to be around.
yeah, like I'm gonna loudly state my opinions about shit that I have no idea what I'm talking about kind of people. Yeah. Yeah, they can send them in first. That's fine with me. Go for it. But, I mean, does anybody remember that South Park episode? I feel like there might be a little bit of that going on.
Mm-hmm.
South Park has predicted lots of things.
They have.
I mean, they're incredibly smart. I've always said that. I can't really watch the show anymore, but they're incredibly smart. And, like, definitely have their, like, finger on the pulse of society. But, yeah, we'll see, I guess. I mean, maybe something cool will happen. I imagine it's just like any other government operation. Everyone's always freaked out because they get satellite pictures and they're like, look at all these cars in this parking lot and there's like 2 tiny buildings. Everything must be underground. Okay. Like, that doesn't mean it's nefarious just because it's underground.
Right, but I like how it's like, oh, we're gonna be there like September 20th. It's like, it's quite a ways away. I
They
understand.
got to get the momentum, get all the crowd together. They
Yeah.
all got to travel to Nevada.
As if the government's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna wait and keep all of our secrets here for that long. That
Oh,
sounds
right.
legit.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll just move everything and they'll be
Mhm.
like, why don't y'all come in? Have a look around. It's fine. Yeah. I think that's where people think that, like, the whole Roswell
Mhm.
aircraft and bodies and all that stuff is, like, kept. So, ooh, crazy. You know what I know about Area 51? It's the name of the neon green hair dye that I used to dye Remy's mohawk this week.
Nice.
And that's the extent of how much I care. I mean, it sounds like a bunch of people are about to get shot.
You think it'll happen?
I don't know.
Either.
I mean, people rally together, like, for marches and stuff. I imagine that there are enough people out there that are, like, that into it.
Yeah.
That they might go. Only time will tell. I guess we have till September 20th or something to find out. It'll be interesting. I'll show you guys pictures. Maybe I'll put a boomerang up I did of Remy. It's really cute on the Insta. Every time I take a picture of him now, he's like, Mom, are you posting this on social media? I'm like, oh my God. Sorry. He's very anti-social media. He says he thinks it's a law. You should have to get people's permission. And I was like, well, you're underage and I'm your parent, so I have permission.
You're like, I am the one that gives the permission.
Right. Do I have permission to post Remy's pictures? Sure, you can post Remy's pictures. Cool, thanks. Yeah. But it's pretty great. It's extremely neon, so. Area 51 that. I'll hashtag it Area 51. We'll see what that brings up.
Nice.
Love it. You'll get a lot of new followers, I bet.
Yeah. And maybe some invites to the march. Well, thanks for joining us for all the fun times.
All fun times.
And
I hope you crafted something
yes.
with your own two hands and your
Definitely.
own mind.
Yes.
And your
Maybe
own materials.
some Pinterest ideas. Yeah, because we certainly didn't supply anything. So for the last
Michael's
time,
never sent a shit.
No, we did not get any corporate sponsorship. Nothing from Michael's, nothing from Joanne's. Well, Michael's never was going to send us anything because we were always bitching about
Yeah.
Bitching about Michael.
how they wouldn't ever
You don't
help
ever have any staff on the floor.
when you're in the store. And then people think I'm an employee when I'm there. And I have to drag them around the store and show them where stuff is. So, no, we did not get Michael's sponsorship. But Joanne could have kicked us something our way.
A little disappointed, Joanne's.
I'm not that disappointed. I'm still going to go spend a shit ton of money there. I just bought some new yarn. I mean, do you know how much yarn I have? And I bought more. It's
Jesus.
crazy. But I didn't have that specific mustard yellow.
Important.
It is. All right. Well, for the last time, drink up.
You have craft to do.
Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.